Management, Greensboro Fire Department, as well as Louisville Fire Department has brought in drone teams, and we're flying drones regularly.
Ammonium nitrate is the explosive chemical they're worried about, including the evacuation at least one dorm on the campus of Wake Forest University. Federal regulators urging Pfizer to make the COVID vaccine for kids under 5 available for emergency use authorization by the end of February. Stanford Children's Health, Dr. Alok Patel.
This is the timeline that all parents, even kids, are asking me about. And I think it actually is pretty crucial because if you think about it, getting a vaccine to kids will make school a little bit more normal, childcare a little bit more normal, and then that has a trickle-down effect in helping all those working parents and caretakers out there also.
According to a source familiar with the investigation, former White House Press Secretary Kayleigh McEnany has turned over text messages to the House Select Committee investigating the January 6th attack on the Capitol. The Olympics begin on Friday. All the athletes and all the reporters covering them now living and working in what's being called the bubble. ABC's Maggie Rulli is there.
This is the most ambitious bubble the world has ever tried in the 2+ years of this pandemic. So it spans dozens of hotels and venues, not just across Beijing, the capital where the games are going to kick off on Friday, the opening ceremony. This spans, multiple sites.
Even the skiing event's 100 miles away from downtown Beijing, still a part of that quarantine bubble with all drivers, hotels, and conference centers included. Growing calls in the UK for Prime Minister Boris Johnson to resign over parties that his administration threw during COVID lockdowns. You're listening to ABC News.
Susan, it's so great to finally be able to get together again.
Oh, it sure is. And I really appreciate you picking up the bill.
I'm happy to. I've got the extra cash. Since we've all been driving so much more again, I've been using Get Upside, the free gas app that pays you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get paid cash when you buy gas with the Get Upside app?
Yes, I get real cash back every time I buy gas.
Does that actually add up to anything?
I'll make $200 to $300 this year.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the free Get Upside app now.
Download the free Get Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code GEAR for 25 cents a gallon or more cash back on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Get Upside app and use promo code GEAR to earn 25 cents a gallon or more on your first tank. That's code GEAR.
No more death row in California. ABC's Alex Stone says 3 years after the government put a moratorium on executions, that space at San Quentin State Prison is going to be transformed into a rehabilitation center.
Close to 700 inmates are on California's death row. It's the largest death row in the country. Governor Gavin Newsom says he is dismantling death row and will send the inmates to live the rest of their lives in prisons around California.
Premeditated murder is wrong in all its forms and manifestation, including government-sponsored premeditated murder.
Mark Klass, whose daughter Polly was kidnapped and murdered in 1993, wants her killer, Richard Allen Davis, executed.
It's exactly what the jury recommended.
California is one of 28 states that maintain death rows, but not for much longer. Alex Stone, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Opponents of the military rule in Myanmar today marking 1 year since the coup by calling on people there to stay home and businesses to close their doors in protest. And one pizza place is running short on delivery drivers, now is hoping you will get in your own car to get your pizza pie. Domino's is offering customers who pick up their own pizza $3 off on their next carry-out order. Daniel Zhao is a senior economist at Glassdoor.
I don't think that this is a universal solution, but it is a creative one that Domino's is trying to get around the labor shortage.
Restaurant prices overall rising 6% last year, with chains citing, among other things, rising labor costs. This is ABC News.
Millions of people use Zoom Phone, the innovative and feature-rich cloud phone system for businesses of any size. Zoom Phone is simple to use, whether you're on a mobile device, desktop, laptop, or desk phone. And because every call is important to your business, Zoom Phone was built with reliability in mind, using geographic redundancy to keep your communications online. Empower your workforce with Zoom Phone. Visit zoom.com/phone system. Zoom, how the world connects.
I'm Sherry Preston, ABC.
The reasons more and more people are coming to NC Tractor to do business are the selection of Massey Ferguson tractors, Bobcat zero-turn mowers, fantastic customer service, and the special Phil Sheehan seasonal discounts. NC Tractor on Railroad Avenue in Rutherford is making dreams come true for folks who want the risk.
We're going to see a few high clouds, especially in some of our northern counties heading into the afternoon. Temperatures will reach the upper 40s and the upper 50s, then by tonight falling into the mid-20s. Tomorrow will be a warmer day with highs heading into the mid-50s and the lower 60s. We're tracking this flow out of the south around this high-pressure system that's out in the Atlantic. That's going to allow us to see some areas in the 70s by Thursday. I'm meteorologist Peter Sherwood in the Weather Center.
Starting out kind of cool this morning, but pretty good weather overall, getting up to about 52 and sunny skies and just a light wind today, but dropping back to 29, about where we are right now for the overnight low in light wind. Now the wind picks up. Again, looks like maybe about Thursday, Friday, it's going to be heavy winds on Friday, I believe it is. Wind gusting on Saturday up to 11 miles per hour, so not as bad as it has been in the past, but we got pretty good weather for the next few days, although it is winter time. And it's February, 29 degrees, 6 minutes after 7 o'clock here on WCAB's Tuesday Morning Report. Well, if you've been there, you know that Anchordown is the store to shop in. They have just gotten 2 new loads, and as a matter of fact, Anchordown gets a new load about every week. And here are some February specials. Clothes, 25 cents. Shoes, 50 cents. Coats, $1. Furniture, half price. Sure, the store is loaded, and you might have to step around some specials, but it's worth it. Anchordown is open Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday from 10 until 5. Don't be the one that misses these deals at Anchordown. Across from Carolina Chiropractic in downtown Forest City, you'll find the place to be.
In March of 1845, the United States annexed Texas. This didn't set well with Mexico, and then when Texas became our 28th state, it was just too much. With diplomacy breaking down, in mid-1846, President Polk declared war on Mexico. In battles, it wasn't unusual for Mexico forces to outnumber U.S. forces as much as 4-1. But superior weapons and battle tactics gave the Americans victory over the Mexicans. In less than a year and a half, American soldiers occupied Mexico City. Envisioning the possibility of additional slave states, many Southern politicians started calling for the conquest of all of Mexico. The northern states, not wanting the possibility of additional slave states, not only opposed the conquest of Mexico, they tried introducing bills saying neither slavery nor involuntary servitude would exist in any territories acquired by the Mexican War. On February 2, 1848, a treaty was signed in the Mexican city of Guadalupe Hidalgo. According to the treaty, the United States would pay Mexico $15 million, and the U.S. would take care of any claims American individuals had against Mexico by paying these Americans $3.25 million. In turn, the United States got almost 1.2 million square miles of territory. It included all or part of what is now California, New Mexico, Utah, Nevada, Arizona, and Colorado. Counting the money given to Mexico and the Americans, it cost the United States about $15 a square mile. Not a bad deal. You've just heard another story from Old West Radio. I'm Dakota Livesay.
Jesse James Railroad Express has added 2 new sandwiches to their menu. Try the all-new crispy chicken sandwich with lettuce, tomato, and mayonnaise, or the crispy deluxe with lettuce, tomato, mayonnaise, bacon, and cheese. And now, the new beer-battered fish sandwich. All come with sides. Enjoy a refreshing milkshake or a hand-dipped ice cream cone. Open Monday through Saturday, 11 a.m. until 4 p.m. Closed Wednesday and Sunday. Jesse James Railroad Express, 531 Railroad Avenue in Rutherford. Call 828-447-4644. Mondays only, hot dog with mustard, chili, and onions for only $1.24 each. All aboard the Jesse James Railroad Express.
UNC in Louisville tonight, 6:30 countdown. We'll have all that action for you. The death announcements following Bill O'Reilly's morning update. Bill O'Reilly is next.
Bill O'Reilly here, and I'm warming up from the NRIA.net studios in New York. Stand by for the O'Reilly Update Morning Edition. AMAC is the leading conservative advocacy and benefits organization. AMAC gives you access to exclusive benefits, insightful news, and a magazine full of uncensored content. They are pushing back against efforts to defund the police, weaken the borders, and corrupt our youth. But they need your help. Please stand with AMAC at amac.us. That's amac.us. On this Tuesday, have you noticed that not many National Football League players are kneeling these days during the national anthem? I mean, what happened to that? Where are you, Colin Kaepernick? So there are two things in play. First of all, many of the telecasts of the football games do not feature the national anthem, so you don't see what the players are doing. But the high-profile playoff games certainly do, and I did not see one player kneeling. Maybe the camera people were told by the league not to show those people, but I don't think anybody knelt because it would have been reported. So why the big change? Well, kneeling for the anthem was bad for the NFL's business. So it looks like a compromise was made with the players' union that messages, social messages like end racism, could be put on the back of the helmets in return for no kneeling for the anthem. Now, not all teams have those messages, but you've seen them. However, the national anthem now commands the respect, at least outwardly, of every National Football League player. Now this. Investors, are you sitting on capital or wanting to diversify? The NRIA Real Estate Development Fund provides returns right now. They capitalize on strategic markets. They offer steady monthly payouts plus double-digit annualized returns. Start your due diligence at nria.net or call 800-800-1414. That's easy. 800-800-1414.
An offer of securities is only made by the NRIA Private Placement Memorandum. Read it first. Past performance does not guarantee future results. NRIA is a real estate development firm. Learn more at nria.net.
That is the Morning O'Reilly Update. More analysis later on.
Now it's time for the morning death announcements. Francis P. Melton, 94, of Forest City, passed away Friday, January the 28th at Rutherford Regional Medical Center. The funeral service will be conducted at 2 o'clock Thursday at the Harrelson Funeral Chapel. A private burial will be held at Rutherford County Memorial Cemetery. Harrelson Funeral Home, serving the family of Francis P. Melton. Bonnie Shelton Campbell, age 73, of Forest City, passed away Wednesday, January the 26th at Fairhaven of Forest City. No formal services will be conducted, and Harrelson Funeral Home is serving the family of Bonnie Shelton Campbell. Barbara Granny B. Spencer, age 77, of Harris, passed away Friday at Rutherford Regional Medical Center. A celebration of life will be conducted at a later date and will be announced by Harrelson Funeral Home for Barbara Granny B. Spencer. William Dean Upton Sr., age 77, of Forest City, passed away Friday at Rutherford Regional Medical Center. There will be no local services at this time, and McMahon's Funeral Home and Cremation Services in charge of those arrangements for William Dean Upton Sr. Wayne Roger Jenkins, 76, of Bostic, died Monday, January 31st. Arrangements are incomplete at this time and will be announced by Washburn and Dorsey Funeral and Cremation Service for Wayne Roger Jenkins. Bruce Stepp, age 65, of the Ruth community, passed away Friday, January the 28th, at his residence. The funeral service will be conducted at 4 o'clock Saturday, February the 5th, at the Harrelson Funeral Chapel. Burial will follow at Eternal Hills Memorial Park. The family will receive friends 1 hour prior to service time at the funeral home. Harrelson Funeral and Cremation Services entrusted with those arrangements for Bruce Stepp. Laura Alley, age 81, of Forest City, passed away Sunday, January 30th, at Hospice of the Carolina Foothills. A graveside service will be conducted at 12 o'clock Wednesday, February the 2nd, at Morning Star Baptist Church Cemetery. The family will receive friends from 6 until 8 on Tuesday at the funeral home. Harrelson Funeral and Cremation Services entrusted with those arrangements for Laura Alley. John David Harrell III, 53, of Ellenboro, died Monday, January the 10th. Those arrangements still incomplete and will be announced by Washburn and Dorsey Funeral and Cremation Service for John David Harrell III. Brian Keith Baber, age 53, of Forest City, passed away Wednesday at his residence. A graveside service will be conducted at 11 o'clock today at the Southern Baptist Church Cemetery. The family will receive friends following the service at the graveside. Harrelson Funeral and Cremation Services entrusted with the arrangements for Brian Keith Baber. Don G. Goforth, age 78, of Forest City, died Thursday, January 27th at Willow Ridge Rehabilitation and Living Center. The family will receive friends from 12 until 1 today at McMahon's Funeral Home. The graveside service will be at 2 o'clock Tuesday, February the 1st at Eternal Hills Memorial Park. Burial will be at Eternal Hills Memorial Park, Forest City. McMahon's Funeral Home and Cremation Service in charge of the arrangements for Don G. Goforth. Monty Dobbins, age 57, of Hildebrand, passed away Tuesday, January the 25th at Adrian Health Wake Forest Baptist in Winston-Salem. The funeral service will be conducted at 3 o'clock today at the Harrelson Funeral Chapel. Burial will follow at Calvary Baptist Church Cemetery in Mooresboro. Family will receive friends 1 hour prior to service time at the funeral home. Harrelson Funeral and Cremation Services entrusted with those arrangements for Monty Dobbins. Carolyn Toms Tate, age 85, of Forest City, died Saturday, January the 29th at Hendersonville Health and Rehabilitation in Hendersonville. The funeral service will be held at 2 o'clock Wednesday, February the 2nd at New Bethel Baptist Church. Burial will follow in the church cemetery. The family will receive friends following the graveside service in the gazebo at the cemetery. The Pageant and King Mortuary and Crematory in charge of the arrangements for Carolyn Toms Tate. Norma Miller Wiblin, age 85, of Rutherfordton, passed away Thursday at Hospice of the Carolina Foothills. Graveside service will be conducted at 3 o'clock Wednesday, February 2nd, at Rutherford County Memorial Cemetery. Military honors will be accorded by the Rutherford County Honor Guard. Harrelson Funeral Home in cremation service, serving the family of Norma Miller Wiblin. Bill Franklin Rollins, age 89, of Cliffside, passed away Friday, January the 28th at Hospice House of the Carolina Foothills in Forest City. The family will receive friends on Saturday, February the 5th from 2 until 4 at Eggers Funeral Home of Cliffside. At the request of the family, there will be no memorial service online. No memorial service held, and online condolences may be made at eggersfuneralhome.com. For Bill Franklin Rollins. William Billy Evans, age 46, of Rutherfordton, died Sunday, January 23rd. The family will be conducting a memorial service at 3 o'clock Saturday, February the 5th at Jesus Way Christian Ministry. The family will receive friends from 1 until 3 Saturday at Jesus Way Christian Ministries. Mike Mahan's Funeral Home and Cremation Service in charge of the arrangements for William Billy Evans of Rutherfordton. Linda Carol Simmons Kolf died Wednesday, January 26th at Hospice House of Rutherford County. Services for Linda will be held Sunday, February the 6th at 2 o'clock in the afternoon at the Chapel of Pageant and King Mortuary in Forest City. The Pageant and King Mortuary is in charge of the arrangements for Linda Carol Simmons Kolf. Willard Buddy Jenkins Jr., age 63, of Mooresboro, passed away Tuesday at his residence. A celebration of life will be conducted at 2 o'clock Monday, February the 7th at Father's Vineyard, Oakland Road, Spindale, and Harrelson Funeral Home, serving the family of Willard Buddy Jenkins Jr. Those are the death announcements we have in-house this morning. For the complete information on these and others, as they become available to us, you can hear those this morning at 11:35 and then again at 5:10 as part of the afternoon report here on WCAB Rutherfordton.
Thinking about the departure of a loved one through death is a subject we don't like to talk about. However, pre-planning or prepaying for a funeral is a consideration and responsible thing to do. With so many options available today, it's important to speak with someone you can trust and someone who can help you find a balance between the emotional, spiritual, and financial needs of your loved ones. Crow's Mortuary and Crematory is recognized as one of the best family-run funeral homes. It's a family tradition, and they know how to care for your family. Any questions you might have, they will be happy to answer. Call Crow's Mortuary and Cremation Services at 286-2304.
All right, 20 minutes after 7 o'clock, getting a little later start with the call around due to the number of death announcements we had this morning, but we are right here with the phone calls right now. 20 minutes after 7, and we're stopping first with the Sheriff's Department and Sheriff Chris Francis on the phone. Good morning. How are you doing?
I've got my voice back mostly, Jim, so I'm doing better.
Well, that's good. You sounding like you got about full speed ahead.
I'm getting close.
Well, you caught us all by surprise the other night with your announcement that you're not going to seek re-election.
Well, I want to let you know that certainly was a lot of thought and a lot of prayer in that decision. It's been quite an honor for the last 11-plus years being the sheriff, and I plan on finishing out this term with honor and working hard, but it has been all-consuming, and I certainly have, unfortunately, neglected my family, and we have a lot going on with my youngest son getting married this December, and my parents, I would love to spend more time with them. Instead of just telling them I can't see them, I just don't feel comfortable with that. They're in their early 80s now, and like to spend some time with them, and I'll tell you, it is an honor being sheriff, but it is truly one of the busiest jobs I would imagine in this county. It's pretty much responsibilities 24/7.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate what you've been doing in the past, understand, and appreciate your commitment. Now, tell us what's been going on in your department.
Jim, the last 24 hours, the Rutherford County Sheriff's Office has responded 112 calls to service. There have been 12 arrests processed at the county jail. Currently incarcerated, we have 176. Among those arrested, Summer Star Richards, 35-year-old female of Ellenboro, was charged with communicating threats and received a $1,000 secure bond. Marcus Ray Whitson, 27-year-old male of Asheville, was charged with failure to appear and received a $500 secure bond. Brandon Tyler Mitchell, 23-year-old male of Spindale, was charged with failure to appear and possession of Schedule 6, received a $2,000 secure bond. Brandy Lee Petrie, 40-year-old female of Ellenboro, was charged with 3 counts of failure to appear and received a $500 secure bond. Dallas Beheeler, 18-year-old male of Rutherford, was charged with failure to appear and received a $500 secure bond. Katie Ann Martin, 61-year-old female of Boston, was charged with drug paraphernalia and received an unsecured bond. Larry Travis Mills, Jr., 49-year-old male of Spartanburg, was charged with possession of meth, possession of Schedule 4, and possession of Schedule 6 narcotics and received a $2,000 secure bond. Among our incidents, we had a larceny on Mount Pleasant Church Road for our city. It was a Cadillac converter taken off the church van there. That's unfortunately been very, very common, so we appreciate all churches putting their vans close to cameras. I believe this one was, so hopefully we'll be able to investigate that and come up with a suspect. We had obtained property by false pretense, Low Bridge Road is where the victim lives, and someone used the victim's debit card without authorization. I believe we have a suspect that was close to the victim in that case. We have a breaking and entering and larceny on Gladys Road in Forest City where a Hisense TV, 75-inch, valued at $1,300, 3 gold chains valued at $375, and $200 in U.S. currency was taken. There was also a suspect in that case. And we had a B&E and larceny on W.V. Thompson Road where a 52-inch TV was taken, and the suspect in this case is a relative of the victim. So, Jim, that's what we have to report in the last 24 hours.
All right, sure. Thank you very much. You be safe out there today. Appreciate your report, and we'll look forward to talking to you again real soon.
Thank you, sir, and bye-bye.
And we'll check with 911 communication next.
Cheryl, have you been to the Homeworks Design Center inside Henson Building Materials in Forest City?
Oh, yes. Shana, David, and William are incredible at designing kitchen and bath cabinetry for my new she shed.
Your what?
And they have a full line of windows and doors on display in their 5,000 square foot showroom. And they'll install any ones you pick out for me.
Oh, you're too good to me.
I know. With selling and installing, it's basically one-stop shopping.
Henson Building Materials, 177 Duke Street, Forest City.
Building starts here.
Your car's best friend can be RS Speedy Lube Service Center. That's because RS Speedy Lube Service Center and Car Wash can keep your car or truck running clean with a regular oil change. They check the fluids and vacuum out the car and have you on your way in no time. Go next door for a radiator or transmission flush. Brakes, exhaust, CV joints, and service for big trucks and campers also available. Pull next door to the RS Speedy Automatic Car Wash and make your car happy with a clean, all under and all over car wash. It's all at RS Service Center and Car Wash on Railroad Avenue in Rutherfordton.
Now let's say good morning to Jessica over at the Communications Center and get a report from her. How you doing, Jessica?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Good, thank you. What's on the report?
In the past 24 hours, the Rutherford County Sheriff's Office 911 Communications has processed 394 911 calls and administrative calls, which consisted of 41 EMS calls, 112 for Sheriff's Office, 43 for Forest City, Lake Lure for 1, 39 for Rutherford, Spindale to 40. Fire calls, Ellenborough respond to a fire alarm, and Forest City respond to a vehicle fire, and that's all we've got today.
Thanks, Jessica. Have a good one.
You too.
Farm Bureau Insurance doesn't hire celebrities to push auto coverage. We think people might like to make decisions based on service and savings, not just because that guy from that show says it's a good idea. Instead of faces you know from your TV, we offer faces you know from your neighborhood, because we're headquartered in North Carolina with local agents right in your town. That's really the only thing we want to be famous for. North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance. Helping you is what we do best.
In Rutherford County, please call 287-2428.
North Carolina Farm Bureau Mutual Insurance Company, Farm Bureau Insurance of North Carolina, Inc., Southern Farm Bureau Life Insurance Company, Jackson, Mississippi, an independent licensee of the Blue Cross and Blue Shield Association.
Ruby Taylor is up next over in Danieltown, SDO Fire District. Ruby, good morning.
Good morning.
What's on your report today?
Well, the fire department didn't have any calls, and on my birthday calendar, I've got Mo Carroll and Steve Cole having birthdays today. Hope they have a nice day, and the signs are in the legs today and going to the feet tomorrow. And that's all I got.
Thanks, Ruby. Enjoy your day.
You too.
Bye. Well, it's time of the year to start thinking about somebody that can guide you through the process. I'm talking about tax. You know, nothing strikes fear in the hearts of people more than receiving an IRS audit letter in the mail. Audits take much time away from your business and family, requiring you to gather mounds of records, and can become overwhelming unless you have someone you can depend on to take care of that for you. That's why we can recommend IE Accounting and Tax Service. Chris and his team of professionals are in the business to help. Even if you depended on someone else to prepare your taxes, IE Accounting and Tax Service will be glad to assist you or your company. Don't hesitate to call. As a small business owner, you have more important things to do than keep your own books. Why not let IE Accounting and Tax Service take care of that for you, so you can get back to the job of running your business? Consider their payroll solutions for your business, cash flow management, litigation support, and forensic investigation. Why not give them a call and see what they can do for your business? Here's that phone number, 828-395-1777. They're at 211 West Main Street, Spindale. Again, that's 395-1777, and it's spelled A-R-Y-E-E. 27 minutes after 7 o'clock, when 29 degrees, and we're going up to Fairfield Mountains Fire District. Gary Wilson's on the phone to give us an update. Gary, good morning.
Good morning, Jim. How you doing?
I'm well. How are you doing?
Doing pretty good. A little chilly up here this morning, but not as bad as it was the other day, so we're grateful for that. About 30 degrees. Everything's been pretty quiet on our department overnight. Bills Creek had a brush fire yesterday afternoon. I think that's the only call they had yesterday, but fairly uneventful 24 hours, and sitting here waiting for the sun to come up and warm up a little bit today. Going to get up around 50 today, so I'll take that in the middle of January or early February.
Yes, sir.
Been lost January, working on February now.
I'll tell you, 1 month's already behind us. It's hard to believe, isn't it?
Got to round up old, whether it's Punxsutawney Pete or whatever they call him. Groundhog.
Yeah, that's this month, isn't it?
I believe it is. Yeah.
Well,
coming up in a couple of days, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Oh well, we just live our lives without.
Season's shadow. Then we got 6 more weeks of winter.
I believe that's right.
I believe we'll have 6 more weeks of winter, whether he sees the shadow or not. But I won't hurt his feelings and tell him any different.
I won't either. I won't bother him.
That's about all we got up here, Jim.
We'll just let him believe what he wants to believe. We'll just go living our lives.
There you go.
Gary, you have a great day up there, and thanks for the report.
All right, talk to you then.
All right, bye-bye.
Tax refund time is here. With Bark Mobile's More Fun Refund event, you can put more smartphone in your pocket and keep more of your refund cash there, too. Make the switch today and get a free Samsung Galaxy A32, or save $100 when you bring your own device. Plus, stream more shows, play more games, and join more of all your favorite content with 2 lines of unlimited data for just $35 a month per line. Hurry in to Bark today and get more during our More Fun Refund event. Bark Mobile. Mobile made easy. Certain restrictions apply. See store for details or visit mybarkmobile.com/terms and conditions.
And we're checking in over in Bostic. DeVern Upton's on the phone to give us an update from that fire district. Good morning, DeVern. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. How about you?
I am too, yeah.
Okay. Okay, up here in Bostic this morning, it's 30 degrees, first day of February. The fire department had no calls. Don't forget to go by Washburn Store and get you one of their delicious sandwiches and check out their supplies. The Bee store that's located on Depot Street in Bostic, check their supplies out. She has some very nice shirts available. And we have one birthday, Kenny Blackwell. I want to wish him a happy birthday. Also, he's a newlywed. He was married December the 18th. Hope everyone has a safe day.
You have a good one, too, and congratulations to the newlywed, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye. It's 7:30. We have a Tar Heel game tonight. Tar Heels be going up against Louisville. It's a 6:30 countdown and 7 o'clock pregame and 8 o'clock tip-off. 8 o'clock tip-off tonight for the Tar Heel game with Louisville.
It can be a tough call when it comes time to provide a daycare service for an aging parent or a loved one. You can always depend on Rutherford Life Services for a safe facility that offers medical monitoring, nutritional meals, fun activities, and is a loving environment. Rutherford Life is licensed by the State of North Carolina Division of Aging. They will be glad to answer any questions you may have. Call them at 288-1697. Rutherford Life Services offers a trained staff of professionals who you can entrust your loved one to. Rutherford Life Services is located at 230 Fairground Road in Spindale.
Well, let's give a Tuesday morning welcome to Bob Hodge over in the Hudlow as he prepares to give us a morning report. Bob, how you doing this morning?
We're doing just fine up here on this Tuesday morning, first day of February here. So,
well, welcome to February.
Welcome to February. We can get through this month. I believe we make the rest there.
I believe so, too.
But tomorrow's Groundhog Day, so maybe you won't see a shatter, so maybe we'll have early spring.
Oh, it is tomorrow. I couldn't remember what day this week it's supposed to be, but it is tomorrow.
Yeah, the 2nd of February.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll wait and see what happens.
That's right there, but we don't know what the weather is in Pennsylvania. I guess maybe one at Chimney Rock. I think they still have one. Maybe they'll show his and see what his does.
Yeah, that's one we need to go by.
That's right. Well, Jim, things are going along good so far up here this morning. And with the fire department, we've answered one medical call. Hadn't had any fire or wreck calls, anything overnight. And everything else is going good. And look like that sun's going to come out pretty and have a pretty day before that rain moves back in tomorrow evening again. So
it should be pretty pleasant today. Highs around 52 and just a very light wind and sunny skies, so it shouldn't be bad at all.
Get out and get some of that vitamin D today.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, it helped with all these viruses and things there.
Oh, I see. We need it.
Well, Jim, that's about it, and you have a good day now over there.
Thanks, Bob. I hope you do, too, and I'll check in with you tomorrow.
All right. Bye-bye.
Thanks. That's the Hudlow fella, Mr. Bob Hodge, reporting to us, and you can catch him most afternoons, too, with the afternoon report with Kevin Pleasant. Let's see here. Where are we going next? I believe we'll we'll do this. Yeah, we can do this.
This is Gerald Willis, attorney with the Arledge Law Firm in Rutherford. I want to publicly commend Jim Bishop, Lou Gillum, Tracy Hauser, and the entire WCAB staff for their effective and fruitful advertising program. My law firm, the Arledge Law Firm in Rutherford, began advertising with WCAB almost 2 years ago, and I am happy to report and confirm that our regular radio ads with WCAB have generated plenty of calls to our law firm to retain our various legal services. The economic benefit we have received from our advertising with WCAB makes the reasonable cost of advertising with WCAB well worth it. So, take it from me, Attorney Gerald Willis with the Arledge Law Firm. Advertising with WCAB pays big dividends. I encourage all my fellow business people in Rutherford County to promote their businesses by advertising with WCAB.
You tell it, Gerald. You tell it like it is. I like that. 7:34. Let's head over toward the Cherry Mountain Power District. And Sue Price, good morning.
Good morning, Jim.
Hope you're doing well today.
I'm doing okay.
Good.
It's a nice morning over here. Looks like we're going to have another pretty day. But we'll be looking for some rain coming later sometime this week, I guess. I don't have any calls from the fire department. I hadn't heard anything from them, so that's a good thing. And don't have any birthdays or anniversaries on my church calendar or my personal calendar today. Don't have anybody celebrating, and I don't have the other calendars yet. So just nobody that I know of, but we hope anybody that's having a birthday or anniversary will have a real good day on their special day and enjoy it. And no announcements that I know of. It's just a quiet time over this way, but we're looking for a good day, and I hope you'll have one, Jim.
Thank you, Sue. I hope you have one too, and I will see you next time.
All right.
Bye-bye. Well, coming up Thursday night, well, no, it's tonight. This is Tuesday night. UNC and Louisville, 6:30 countdown, 7 o'clock pregame, and 8 o'clock tip-off right here on the radio. And the Herbert Davis live show is tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. Got to keep those coaches in there. Our next Tar Heel game after tonight will be Saturday with Duke. UNC and Duke, and that's an early afternoon game for that. So reminding you also, if you want to be involved in the Be My Baby Valentine promotion, need to get those cards into us this week, because we'll start the drawing next week with some preliminary prizes, and they are really nice. And then on February the 14th, Valentine's Day, we'll have the big grand prize drawing, which is really exciting because I'm excited about the great gifts that we have to give away. Make it a little special for this love station, WCAB. And I'm going up now up to Shingle Hollow, I believe, and check in with Tina White, see what's been happening on that end of the county. And we're on hold over to Drop In Family Mart. They're busy over there, but we'll hold with them just a couple of more minutes and see if we can get somebody on. If not, we're going to move on up to Shingle Hollow. If while they're waiting to get to the phones, while they're cooking that breakfast over there, I want to remind you that it is a grocery store, Family Mart, the Drop In Family Mart, unlike any others around the county. So you can go up and down the aisle with your buggy and find a lot of items that you would not find other places in the grocery store. Plus, a fresh meat market. Now, they have meat market fresh. They have a meat cutter back there, unlike any other convenience stores. And they have fresh produce over there delivered once a week. And they've just got a great lineup of things to do. And we want you to go by and get there in time for breakfast. And Jessica will fix you a hot breakfast. If you don't want the biscuits and sausage or the liver mush or the bacon or the eggs, you can order a breakfast pizza. They do that very well as well. And we'll invite you over there, and hopefully one of these days we'll see you over there and while we're enjoying a good meal from them as well. They do it right, and they know how to do it. They've been doing it a while, and they want you to come. If you've never been, bring a friend with you. If you can't get there for breakfast, they do lunch as well. And they got some great chicken. If you've never tried their chicken, you should do that too. So we're going to jump right over them. They're not answering the phone they have on hold, actually been on hold. And so it means Jessica's fixing a breakfast for somebody, and they're still shorthanded too. So we want you to find a job and go help them out over there.
100.9 FM and 590 AM. The best of both worlds. This is WCAB Rutherfordton.
Good morning, Tina. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you this morning, Jim?
I'm doing well.
Well, it is 30 degrees up here in Shingle Hollow this morning. Fire department was all quiet. Didn't have any calls in the past 24 hours. Birthdays today, we have Miss Sarah Ruth Spence on Piney Knob Baptist Church calendar. I hope she has a wonderful birthday. There's none on any of the other calendars. It's a brand new month. No. My daughter says it's my birthday month.
Your birthday? What birthday is that? What day?
It's my daughter's birthday month.
What day?
The 21st.
Oh, okay. Well,
is your birthday this month, Jim?
No. Mine's not till July. 17th.
Your summer baby.
That's a holiday, isn't it?
July 17th.
No, February 21st.
I think it is. It's the President's Day.
So your daughter celebrates on a good day.
I think her and George Washington share a birthday.
Okay. Father of the right country.
So, you're getting lots of cards for the Be My Baby Valentine?
They're beginning to come in now. They sure are. We always have a big load of those.
Yeah, I usually send in one, but I said, well, I don't know if we would be eligible now that I am on the radio.
Well, we never know who it is. We disqualify all of our employees, but those folks are on radio. If they happen to be in the drawing and they happen to win, then that's fine. We have no control over that. We just reach in and draw a card out. If it happens to be yours or your next door neighbor, that's fine. But our employees and their families are not allowed to enter on anything like that. But although we consider you folks family, but you're not part of our employee family. So feel free to send one in.
So we can all send one in, all right?
That's right.
Oh, I always love to listen to that for years and years. And I was thinking, when it snowed, I was thinking about Kim Beatty, how she used to love the snow.
Oh, yeah. Kim was a good one. She was on with us on the radio for many years.
Well, nothing else going on up here that I know of. Hope everyone has a wonderful, safe day, and still stay warm out there.
You stay warm, too, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye. Nobody gets a better deal than the customers at Sisk Family Ford. They have a proven record of the best deals. Sisk Family Ford, Rutherford County's only locally owned new car dealer, has recently been recognized as the #1 Ford dealer in customer satisfaction in the Southeast. That speaks well of their commitment to serve their customers well. Look for all the new design 2021 F-150 at Rutherford County's only locally owned new car dealership. That's Sisk Family Ford, Oak Street, Forest City. Well, the Rutherford County Health Department will be offering drive-through COVID testing today from 10 o'clock until 12 o'clock at the office there on Callahan-Coon Road, Spindale. If you have any questions about that, you can call 287-6100. So if you've not had your test, would like to have one, they're doing it today free of charge at the Health Department there on Callahan-Coon Road between 10 and 12 today. Now we're going up to Union Mills to get the Cali report from Brenda Cali. Top of the day to you, ma'am.
Top of the day to you, too, Mr. Jim Bishop. How you doing?
I'm doing okay. How you doing?
I'm just fine. I'm sitting up here right on top of the world watching the sun come up over the mountain.
Isn't that a beautiful place to be?
It is. It is. I like it up here. I've been, let's see, July will be 29 years I've been here.
Wow.
Long time, ain't it?
Well, you control that mountain now, don't you?
Well, no, there's a bunch of people live below me.
Yeah, but
I'm at the very end. The ones at the first might control it.
Oh, you're on top though. You get to control everything.
Yeah. I'm sitting on top of the mountain, looking down at the valley below.
Yeah.
There was a song about that.
Yeah.
But we hope everybody's having a good Tuesday. I asked Todd. I said, "What if you don't have a Be My Baby Valentine? What do you do? Just send one in anyway."
Sure, you can find your Valentine should you win, right?
I don't know if I could or not. Been out of circulation a long time.
Well, there may be some guys out there out of circulation as well, so the two of you might join together.
But anyway, I've got 30 degrees on the front porch this morning. That was the same temperature Tina had, and usually I'm colder than her. And I don't have any birthdays or any anniversaries, but on my calendar it says National Freedom Day, first day of Black History Month, Chinese New Year, and it's a new moon.
Hey.
That's a lot of stuff going on today, ain't
Pretty
it?
important day today.
Yeah, so, but I guess you better get on down to Ellenborough and check on Luther Sweet thing and see how things are down there.
Well, you enjoy the rest of the day, and I will see you tomorrow.
Okay, catch you later.
Bye. And we're calling next to Luther Gilligan over at Ellenborough. And when we finish that, you can start calling your birthdays and anniversaries in. As a matter of fact, you can start while we're talking to him. 287-3356, and we'll get your birthdays and anniversaries in.
Does your financial advisor take the time to really listen to you? Is your financial strategy personalized for you and your family? Will your financial advisor be there as your life and financial situation change? Hi, I'm Andrew Tisdale, your local Edward Jones financial advisor. When we work together, we focus what's important to you. We create a personalized strategy backed by our advice, our tools, and resources to help you reach your goals. And we partner together to help your strategy stay on track no matter what happens. Contact me at any time at 828-287-9197. We'll sit down, talk, and we're going to make a strategy that's right for you.
All right, now let's head over toward Ellenboro, and that's where Luther Gilligan hangs his hat, if he wears a hat. You wear a hat, sir?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I've seen
Wide
you.
brim hat.
I've seen you with a hat on.
Yeah.
Very
I'm having cut cancers off my ears.
Yeah?
So I get a wide brim hat wear it.
Yeah, smart. That's smart.
Yeah. It does. Hurts when they stick that needle in. But hey, we get by. We make it. But things are going good down here this morning. Things are quiet, peaceful. Everybody's just trying to get on out to work, get another day going. Nothing going on down here. The fire department had 2 calls. They had had 2 medical calls and 1 fire alarm. So other than that, they're quiet this morning. Nothing going on with them. And so you have a great day up there. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
All right, Luther, thank you. Keep your eye on things for us, and we'll see you then.
All right, take care now.
Bye. Mr. Gilligan reporting in this morning. And it's time for us to think about going to Granny B's. They're back open, and they're serving those delicious daylight donuts made fresh every morning. And you can get 1 or 2 or a variety of several and take them to the office with you or to plant with you and be a hero this morning. Talking about get some of those delicious daylight donuts. Or if you want to order a sub later for lunch or one of those pizzas today, they can fix you right up. They were good people, good place to be, good enjoyment, food, and fellowship. That's Granny B's. They're in Spindale, Main Street, right next door to the Shake Shop, and we hope you'll go by and say hello to them.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday wishes going out to Sylvia Green, 50 of Forest City. Sarah Martin also is having a birthday today. Want to wish her a happy. Birthdays today also include Clark Gable, born in 1901, died in 1960. George Beverly Shea was born in 1909. He was a gospel singer on Billy Graham Crusade for years and years. Del McCurry, bluegrass singer, was born 1939. Rick James, he's a singer. He was born 1948 and died in 2004. And Lisa Marie Presley, born in 1968. Events on this day include 1898, the first auto insurance policy in the U.S. issued by Travelers Insurance. 1906, first federal penitentiary building completed, Leavenworth, Kansas. Anybody been there? 1920, first commercial armored car. 1949, RCA releases the first single record ever, 45 RPM. 1958, first U.S. satellite launched. 1982, Late Night with David Letterman premiered. It's also National Dark Chocolate Day, National Baked Alaska Day, National Freedom Day, National Get Up Day, and National Serpent Day, and National Texas Day. So have a happy day, folks, with some dark chocolate. Now you're up to date on this date in history here on WCAB in Rutherford. Keys to Confident Living up next. Andrew Tisdale due to be in at a little after 8 o'clock this morning.
One of the dreaded enemies of fruit growers is frost. Many other things can be battled, but frost is so invasive and can cover so much area that a killing frost is hard to ward off. The Christian Workers magazine tells the story of a young man who invested his life savings in developing an orchard of peaches. It was a risky investment, but if it was successful, it would be worth it financially. One spring when most of the blossoms were out, there was a late and hard frost. The crop was devastated, and so was the young man. The pastor noticed that the young man was not in church for 2 or 3 weeks and became concerned. He visited him at his farm, and while they were standing at the edge of the ruined orchard crop, the pastor expressed his concern that the young man had not been in church. The young man somewhat angrily replied, "I'm not going to church anymore. Do you think I can worship a God who cares so little for me that he will let a frost kill all my peaches?" The minister replied, "God loves you better than he does your peaches. He knows that while peaches do better without frosts, it is impossible to grow the best men without frosts. God's objective is to grow men, not peaches." God often allows difficult circumstances to come into our lives to build and to shape us. We would prefer no frost touch our lives, but God knows we develop best when we have been touched by some frost. He is more concerned about growing us than growing things that we use. This is Bill Hostler with today's Key to Confident Living.
Superstar Music's on.
from ABC News. I'm Sherry Preston. Mass evacuations are underway in Winston-Salem, North Carolina after a fire broke out at a fertilizer plant overnight. ABC's Steve Osunsami says the concern is the potentially explosive ammonium nitrate.
North Carolina fire officials this morning say there are 3 times more chemicals here than in the fertilizer plant fire in Texas in 2013 that killed 15 people. So they've told thousands here to leave their homes. Even firefighters had to move their equipment a mile away. The evacuated area includes parts of Wake Forest University, where classes are now canceled today.
Firefighters are using drones to assess the situation. Several historic black colleges and universities are either closing or moving classes online today after more bomb threats. ABC's Kenneth Moten is at Howard University in D.C., where they have just been given the all clear.
Authorities found no explosive devices, but of course the threats locked down campuses and canceled classes. Federal and local investigators have not gone into a potential motive here, but for officials, they say that it's clear that these schools are being targeted for being historically black institutions. Members of Congress have already asked the FBI for more information about these bomb threats.
U.S. regulators are urging Pfizer to apply for emergency use authorization of its COVID vaccine in kids as young as 6 months.
This is after early data showed the vaccine, which would be 2 doses at 1/10 the size, is safe and produces an immune response. Public health officials have said getting a vaccine for young kids is an important step in slowing the spread of COVID, and the Biden administration is seeking to clear the way for shots to begin as soon as late February.
ABC's Mark Remillard, the company could submit its application for emergency use as early as today. The World Health Organization says overuse of gloves, hazmat suits, masks, and syringes during the pandemic has caused a glut of health care waste worldwide. The problem is especially bad for poorer countries. You're listening to ABC News.
I need postcards printed and designed. Oh, and a targeted direct mail campaign.
It's possible at Staples.
I need my presentation printed, bound, and perfect.
Also possible with Staples Print Big Promise. Your small business marketing will make a big impact. And right now, get 20% off custom printed signs, banners, and posters when you spend $75 or more. Explore what's new at Staples, the working and learning store. Ends 2/26. Visit staples.com/signage for details.
70% of the Fortune 100 choose Zoom. With phone, chat, workspaces, apps, events, and video in a single platform, Zoom powers all your communications. Large enterprises, small businesses, and individuals use the secure Zoom platform to enable new ways of working, learning, hosting events, and supporting their customers. And now you can save 15% on meetings, chat, and phone with a Zoom United bundle. Visit zoom.com/bundle. Zoom, how the world connects.
Sources are now telling ABC News that the House committee investigating the January 6th riot has heard from Mark Short, Chief of Staff for former Vice President Mike Pence. And ABC's Andy Field says some of the documents sent to the committee showed up in an odd state.
The National Archives says it received many Trump presidential records ripped up, then had to piece them together in order to hand them to the January 6th committee. Other records arrived already repaired with tape by Trump aides trying to comply with the Presidential Records Preservation Law. A number of outlets reported Mr. Trump's habit of ripping apart presidential papers after he had read them.
The British government now on the verge of dropping the requirement that healthcare workers get COVID shots.
The government's back down at the 11th hour. Speaking in Parliament, Health Secretary Sajid Javid.
We will launch a consultation on ending vaccination as a condition of deployment in health and all social care settings. Subject to the responses and the will of this House, the government will revoke the regulations.
Prior to the huge U-turn, the government had threatened to fire nearly 80,000 unvaccinated health workers, roughly 5% of the National Health Service, which would have had serious implications. Tom Rivers, ABC News, London.
Mother Nature setting a record. Federal scientists confirming the longest lightning flash on record, 477 miles. It was spotted in 2020, went from the central Texas coast to Louisiana. This is ABC News.
Exergen would like you to know about an important study just released by the FDA. It confirms what the medical community has known all along. Non-contact thermometers are not accurate. The study also reports that they fail to meet FDA requirements for accuracy in labeling. We can't afford to tolerate the rampant false temperature readings from non-contact thermometers. Accurate temperature measurements are essential. You need Exergen thermometers because they are accurate and backed by over 100 clinical studies. Be sure, be accurate with Exergen. Learn more at Exergen.com.
Sherry Preston, ABC.
We're going to see sunshine to start, but as we head into the afternoon, highs will head into the upper 40s and the upper 50s. High clouds will set up across our northern counties. Overnight will fall to the mid-20s, but tomorrow will be milder with highs in the mid-50s and the lower 60s. We are tracking rain to move in late Thursday into Friday. Our temperatures will warm up ahead of it, but we're going to see a cool down by the weekend. I'm meteorologist Peter Sherwood in the Weather Center.
And currently we are 28 degrees. Started out at 30, dropped to 29, now 28. But we will be climbing here pretty soon, all the way up to 52 for a daytime high and sunny skies. So it's going to be a beautiful day to get out and stroll through the park. Take a little doggy with you and let the doggy stroll with you. And maybe stop and rest up once in a while. It's going to be a beautiful day in the neighborhood. And we're glad you're part of our WCAB morning wake-up call. 8:05, we'll have that sheriff's report coming up here this hour. And a lot of other stuff to talk about. Right now, though, it is Andrew Tisdale time here in the Blue Room. He's with us, Andrew Tisdale, financial advisor with Edward Jones. And he's right here with me right now. Good morning.
Right in front of you.
Right in front of you. How you like your new home, your new office?
It's very, very nice.
Yeah?
Yep, it's been a good move. We're getting more and more settled in and a lot more parking area for the clients.
Yeah. Looks good up there on the hill.
It does. When you stand in front of the door looking down the hill, it's a pretty view.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of stuff going on in Roveton.
Oh, boy.
It's busy.
When they start that new road through there, it's really going to be...
It's going to be really busy. That's right.
What you got on your mind today?
Let's think about, we all see and probably have felt and seen the news and what's going on with this market and what should I do about it? Well, let's just break it down. There's three things that we're experiencing. One is we're in midterm elections. Typically that is a volatile time frame. Doesn't matter who the president is, doesn't matter what time. Midterms is always like, oh, what's going to happen? Next thing is, what's the federal government going to do about these interest rates? We know they're going to raise it, but how much? And three, inflation. So why is the market going up and down so much? It's because people are just not sure. There's hesitancy because they don't know what's going to happen next. They don't have a good feeling of what's to happen next. And having a good feeling doesn't mean they don't want to invest. It's just they don't know what to invest in. So what should you invest in? Well, it helps to know the causes of, think about inflation. Essentially, what's going on is a case of basic economics. There's strong demand for goods meeting inadequate supply. This is caused by the material and labor shortages. It's along with the shipping and delivery log jams. In sensible terms, there's too many dollars chasing too few goods. And in given this outlook, you may want to review your portfolio and consider some stocks. Generally speaking, stocks can do well in inflationary periods because companies' revenue and earnings will increase along with inflation. And there's actually some sectors that will typically do a lot better than other ones. It's these companies that can pass along the higher costs to consumers due to the strong demands. And that's for things like building materials, steel materials, commodities, energies. Honestly, think about it. It's the basic needs for life. So if you're thinking, okay, I don't know what to do. I'm not getting anything in the bank. It's just sitting there. I'm losing money because inflation's going so high. When we have inflation, when we have uncertainty, we still have to buy building materials. We still have to buy food. We still have to buy gas to get to work. And we still have to buy the necessities of life. And these companies will honestly pass it along. That's what inflation does. It's passing it along the cost to us. But that increases their revenue, which will increase the growth of my investments in them. Today would be a good time to sit down and look at your portfolio and consider what's going on and how to actually take advantage of this turmoil.
That's why there are folks like you. It's important to be around and find out how to get in touch with Andrew Tisdale and Edward Jones. That phone number remained the same, 287-9197, and that address is
233 Charlotte Road, Rutherfordton, North Carolina. 28139.
28139. I feel like there's an echo in here.
I appreciate you doing that because it's helping me remember.
But it's good. Check out the new office. I'm sure it's a beautiful place and right there on the hillside. You'll see Andrew if you have any questions about your finances for the future or today.
Just come on by. We do have coffee now.
Good.
Yeah, we got it set up.
All right.
Yep.
That's all we need to know, right?
That's all you need to know.
All right. See you next week.
See you.
I'll be back with the Sheriff's Report and news from here and there in just a moment.
Being free means your connection goes where you go, from local favorites to faraway places. And with our Better Than Free event at Carolina West Wireless, you can save over $1,000 on our most popular smartphones with an eligible trade-in and when you bring your own number. Or take home a free Samsung Galaxy A12 smartphone and get an additional $150 in credits when you switch. Celebrate the freedom to take your service anywhere with a Better Than Free deal from Carolina West Wireless. Certain restrictions apply. See representative for details or visit carolinawest.com/terms and conditions.
10 minutes after 8 o'clock, let's look at some stories from here and there. The Daily Courier is reporting several interesting stories this morning. For at least the past 10 years, local leaders have advocated for a major section of U.S. Highway 74 to be designated a federal interstate highway. We've been pushing that for a long time. At the legislative gathering event held January the 24th, Tim Moore was asked again about this possibility. Moore said it has already been decided and that the highway, which runs across southern Rutherford County, will receive federal interstate designation. Specific details and timing on this are murky. Upgrades on some portion of the road will need to be taking place. Some sections of the road running between Interstate 26 and Polk County to Wilmington do not yet meet interstate standards, and some sections, like the Shelby Bypass, are still under construction. Local leaders were not aware that any official decision has been made on interstate designation, so they were happy to hear that. The North Carolina Department of Transportation was specifically asked about the status of interstate designation for U.S. Highway 74. Hannah Cook, who is the senior planning engineer for DOT, responded, quote, NCDOT supports designation of U.S. 74 as a future interstate. Future interstate designation typically require approval from Federal Highway Administration and American Association of State Highway and Transportation officials unless specifically approved by Congress. She continued, quote, the upgrade of U.S. 74 from Interstate 26 to Shelby Bypass to Interstate Standard is included as a recommendation in long-range transportation plans, including the Regional Comprehensive Transportation Plan and NCDOT Strategic Transportation Corridor Plan. Polk, Rutherford, and Cleveland counties have each passed resolutions in support of designing and designated U.S. 74 between I-26 and I-85 to the future interstate corridor. It's a big boost for Rutherford County in terms of economic growth and new possibilities that may designate what's happening right here in Rutherford County. Local leaders are hoping that Moore is right and the interstate designation for Highway 74 will come soon. We're already seeing the growth in Rutherford County of some things that are happening with new restaurants like Chick-fil-A and Cookout and things like that are coming. Proponents of the interstate designation have even sought help from U.S. Congress, noting that legislators could make the decision and the designation. In April 2021, Republican Representative Virginia Fox introduced a standalone bill that would have made that designation. So it is moving pretty quickly. Well, not quickly. Nothing moves quickly with the highway transportation system, but it is indeed been designated as interstate. So we're happy to get that good news. Also, Scott Carpenter is writing about Kennedy Ruff, Rutherford County distinguished young woman, finished second runner-up, third place in the DYW of NC Showcase held Saturday, January the 29th, at the Carolina Theater in Greensboro. Ruff represented Rutherford County, having been named the local DYW in October 2021. Ruff spent the week in Greensboro in preparation for Saturday's live program. On Saturday morning, she was interviewed by a panel of judges. That evening, she participated in the on-stage portions of the program for the same panel of judges she met with earlier that day. Many family members and friends of Ruff made the trip to Greensboro in show of support. So congratulations to Kennedy Ruff. Ruff received a total of $7,400 in scholarship money from the DYW program, $3,100 from the state program, and $4,300 from the Rutherford County program. And she is a senior at RS Central High School. And congratulations to her. She'll be celebrated and take the stage for a final time at the DYW Rutherford County program March 19th, when a new DYW Rutherford County representative will be selected. It's a good program for those young ladies. Well, in Rutherford County, the Daily Courier is also reporting. Richard Starnes of the Daily Courier is reporting about an unruly behavior prompts a ban for a sheriff's candidate. A candidate for sheriff was banned from a popular restaurant and bar after he caused a ruckus at the establishment Saturday night, according to the report. Candidate Tony Robertson finds himself marred in a series of recent missteps that could prove costly for his political aspirations. According to the article by Richie Starnes, Robertson, an advertised candidate for Rutherford County Sheriff, was banned from Copper Penny in Rutherfordton Saturday after he caused a disturbance inside the place. Rutherfordton police responded to a disturbance call at the Copper Penny around 7:30. 3 officers, 2 ranked and 1 in training, responded to the scene where they found Robertson had already left from inside the bar and restaurant and was then found inside a vehicle. Officers confronted Robertson and advised him the establishment had banned him from returning, or he could be charged with the misdemeanor charge of trespassing, according to Rutherfordton Police Chief Clint Engel. According to a social media post from patrons who claimed to have been at the establishment when Robertson was there, the candidate for sheriff became disruptive after he was reportedly denied additional alcohol. Misty Danielle posted, "I was here at the restaurant when this incident occurred, and the new running sheriff was bent beyond compare, demanding he be served another drink from the bar that had already cut him off and crumpling his money in rage when they refused to serve him," end quote. Another post stated other patrons began clapping when Robertson finally left the bar. Engel said that while the officers had no reason to conduct a sobriety test on Robertson, the chief said body camera footage of the incident appears to show Robertson as physically unsteady when confronted outside. Engel said Robertson's behavior toward police during the incident words were said to the officers that I don't agree with. Engel stressed that Rutherfordton police had no political motivation in the incident and that officers were simply responding to a legitimate complaint from a local business. A telephone message left for Robertson on Monday was not returned immediately. However, Robertson explained the incident on social media posts. In the post, he claimed to have consumed 6 beers, which he said is not much for a man of his size. He also denied becoming physical with his wife, as some alleged. Robertson admitted to speaking harshly to the police officer when confronted. Robertson suggested he had been set up at the bar, resulting in false accusations about his behavior in an effort to damage his candidacy. The article goes on. Article written by Richie Starnes. Patrons who claim to have witnessed Robertson's actions are rejecting any notion that he is a victim of an orchestrated event. Ashley Ryan stated, "Inside this man staggered every step and eyes barely able to focus, hugging women, touching the arm or shoulder of every servant that got near him. Nobody's making a smear campaign on his family." Michelle Graff, owner of Copper Penny, declined to comment on the incident on Monday. Someone associated with Copper Caterings posted the following afterwards, quote, "I would like to apologize to the staff for the fiasco that occurred tonight, specifically the bartenders. That is never something you should have to deal with. I appreciate your patience and your attempts to de-escalate the situation," end quote. Ironically, the article goes on to say a Spindale woman recently posted similar allegations about Robertson on Facebook. Those comments apparently drew the ire of Robertson so much that he had Leslie Lewis arrested on charges of cyberstalking. In a Facebook post, Robertson called his accusations malicious, vile, and libelous. Lewis says what happened Saturday night is basically what she had already learned about Robertson, which she shared in a post about a candidate seeking public office. "Nothing wrong. This is my First Amendment right. If a man will have you arrested for speaking out against him, what will he do in the office of sheriff?" At 39 years old, Lewis said this is the only time she has ever been arrested, having since retained an attorney. She hopes the latest incident will prompt Robertson to drop the charges against her. "I think he's about to tap out. He should regardless," Lewis said. In his post, Robertson certainly seems to be considering withdrawing. "I will be praying for guidance that I make the right decision on whether to move forward in this election," he posted on social media. Robertson is no stranger to controversy. He recently abandoned the county's Republican Party, claiming the Word of Faith Fellowship Church has too much influence over the local GOP. He was critical of both the county's GOP and the church. Consequently, Robertson expressed plans to collect signatures of the county's registered voters so he can run as an unaffiliated candidate for sheriff instead of as a Republican. He must collect those signatures prior to the primary to be eligible to run, according to the Board of Elections. That article in the Daily Courier, written by Richie Starnes, reported an incident that occurred over the weekend. 19 minutes after 8 o'clock, I'll have more in just a moment.
For a delicious meal every day, call on Gregory's Original. Choose from their top menu of burgers, subs, grinders, pasta dishes, fresh salads, and so much more. All dishes are prepared fresh daily. Hours are Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. until 9 p.m., Saturday, noon until 9 p.m. Now at Gregory's, try the family-style meals. The dining room is now open, but curbside and takeout is still available. Enjoy lunch or dinner today with your favorite meal from Gregory's. Call 287-2171, located in the Park Lane Plaza in Rutherford. Gregory's Original.
Saving money is easy when you shop at Jay's Discount Grocery. From snack foods to vegetables, fresh fruits to fresh cut meats, paper products, cleaning supplies, dog food, and so much more. You know, you just never know what you'll find at Jay's. So shop and save today. They're located at 671 Oak Street in Forest City, right beside the Hospice Resale Store. You know, when you shop at Jay's, you always walk out with money left over in your pocket. There are plenty of drugstores in Rutherford County, but not all of them offer the same personal customer service that is offered at the Medicine Box of Rutherfordton. Laura Hodge and her team have trusted experience and professional service. You're not just a number to them, you're a friend. Make the Medicine Box of Rutherfordton your hometown drugstore at 200 Charlotte Road in Rutherfordton. Open Monday through Friday, 9 to 6, Saturdays 9 to 1, 287-7117.
Now, Sheriff Francis was with us earlier this morning, gave us a report from his department. We recorded it for broadcast at this time. Sheriff Francis?
In the last 24 hours, the Rutherford County Sheriff's Office has responded 112 calls to service. There have been 12 arrests processed at county jail. Currently incarcerated, we have 176. Among those arrested, Summer Star Richards, 35-year-old female of Ellenboro, was charged with communicating threats and received a $1,000 secure bond. Marcus Ray Whitson, 27-year-old male of Asheville, was charged with failure to appear and received a $500 secure bond. Brandon Tyler Mitchell, 23-year-old male of Spindale, was charged with failure to appear and possession of Schedule 6, received a $2,000 secure bond. Brandy Lee Petrie, 40-year-old female of Ellenboro, was charged with 3 counts of failure to appear and received a $500 secure bond. Dallas Behealer, 18-year-old male of Rutherford, was charged with failure to appear and received a $500 secure bond. Katie Ann Martin, 61-year-old female of Boston, was charged with drug paraphernalia and received an unsecured bond. Larry Travis Mills Jr., 49-year-old male of Spartanburg, was charged with possession of meth, possession of Schedule 4, and possession of Schedule 6 narcotics and received a $2,000 secure bond. Among our incidents, we had a larceny on Mount Pleasant Church Road for our city. It was a Cadillac converter taken off the church van there. That's unfortunately been very, very common, so we appreciate all churches putting their vans close to cameras. I believe this one was, so hopefully we'll be able to investigate that and come up with a suspect. We had obtained property by false pretense, Low Bridge Road is where the victim lives, and someone used the victim's debit card without authorization. I believe we have a suspect that was close to the victim in that case. We have a breaking and entering and larceny on Gladys Road in Forest City where a Hisense TV 75-inch valued at $1,300, 3 gold chains valued at $375, and $200 in U.S. currency was taken. There was also a suspect in that case. And we had a B&E and larceny on W.V. Thompson Road where a 52-inch TV was taken, and the suspect in this case is a relative of the victim. So, Jim, that's what we have to report in the last 24 hours.
Thank you, Sheriff. Chris Francis. Well, it's almost sports time, but let me mention, in less than 2 weeks, the Los Angeles Rams will be taking on the Cincinnati Bengals in the Super Bowl at Inglewood's SoFi Stadium. Now, this is the first championship game to be played in the brand-new state-of-the-art stadium, which opened during the 2020 NFL season. Well, if you're looking to go, you want to get a ticket to attend this year's Super Bowl, be prepared to pay big bucks. As of early Monday afternoon, the least expensive ticket on sale were hovering above a staggering $5,000 per ticket. That's the cheapest ticket. That's probably, I don't know, maybe up in the nosebleed section, but that's the cheapest. The most expensive pair was going for about $65,000 a piece in the VIP section, or over $78,000 per ticket when factoring in all the fees. Meanwhile, on location, the official hospitality provider of the NFL had tickets starting at roughly $5,700 and going up to about $36,000 per ticket. The amenities in each package vary and may include access to the pregame party, open bar entertainment, and appearances by NFL legends. But the cheapest seats on StubHub were selling for just below $6,000 each. So if you want to go, get your ticket, you order them now, because at that price, they may sell out in a hurry. Now, Sports Update is coming up next, and I'll be back with more stuff right after that.
NCN Sports, I'm Josh Zach. College hoops last night, and we start in the ACC where the Blue Devils and freshman Paolo Banchero taking on the Notre Dame Fighting Irish in South Bend. Paolo Banchero finished the night with 21 points. A.J. Griffin added 13, and each had team-high 9 rebounds as number 9 Duke handed Notre Dame its first home loss of the season, 57-43 the final. Mike Krzyzewski said it came down to really great defense.
To me, that was the story of the game. And with a one-day preparation, Mike's team can be an offensive juggernaut. But tonight, we were able to defend them. A big win for us.
Next up for Duke is a tip Saturday evening at Chapel Hill. The Tar Heels tonight, meanwhile, are in action for an 8 o'clock tip at Louisville. Other action from last night saw North Carolina teams all collecting victories. UNC Greensboro 64-55 over Methodist. NC Central beat Norfolk State 70-67, and UNC Wilmington down Drexel 70-63. On the pro court, Tyrese Maxey scored 33 points, including a driving layup with 26 seconds to go in overtime that put Philadelphia ahead. The 76ers beating the Memphis Grizzlies 122-119. They did it without Joel Embiid. Tobias Harris added 31 points, and Andrew Drummond had 16 and 23 rebounds for Philadelphia. In Atlanta, Gary Trent Jr. scored 31 points. Pascal Siakam added 25, and the Raptors snapped Atlanta's 7-game winning streak, 106-100. In Boston, Jaylen Brown had 29 points. Jason Tatum added 20 and 12 boards for the Boston Celtics, who rolled past the Miami Heat, 122-92. Boston led by as many as 32 on their way to claiming their 4th victory in 5 outings. This is NCN Sports.
If the power goes out for your business, are you prepared with a backup? Without electricity, security systems go down, refrigerated items spoil, and customers are turned away. In other words, your business loses money. Control your power. Control your business with a Generac automatic standby generator. Alternative Power is North Carolina's Generac generator experts. In fact, all Alternative Power does is provide backup power. Financing options are available. See more at alternativepower.com.
At alternativepower.com.
You may get infected by COVID-19, but you won't get as sick if you're up to date with your vaccines. COVID-19 vaccines and boosters protect against severe illness, hospitalization, and death. Make sure your family is up to date on their vaccines and boosted. They're tested, safe, and recommended for everyone 5 and older. And they're free, even if you don't have insurance. Don't wait to vaccinate or get boosted. Find vaccines and boosters near you at myspot.nc.gov.
It starts out something like this.
If Shohei Ohtani was pitching in the video game against Shohei Ohtani the hitter, who do you think would win that battle?
Shohei Ohtani could be one of the greatest players of his generation.
The guy's an incredible talent. This is a once-in-a-century thing.
Shohei Ohtani will be on this year's cover of the video game MLB The Show. The AL MVP in 2021 is the first Asian player to be on the cover of the game. For the first time ever, the game will be released on Nintendo Switch. It comes out on April 5th. And baseball labor negotiations are set to resume today, over 2 weeks before the scheduled start of spring training that's threatened by a lockout. The sport's 9th work stoppage began December 2nd after the expiration of a 5-year labor contract. Josh Zach, NCN Sports.
We're going to see sunshine to start, but as we head into the afternoon, highs will head into the upper 40s and the upper 50s. High clouds will set up across our northern counties. Overnight will fall to the mid-20s, but tomorrow will be milder with highs in the mid-50s and the lower 60s. We are tracking rain to move in late Thursday into Friday. Our temperatures will warm up ahead of it, but we're going to see a cool down by the weekend. I'm meteorologist Peter Sherwood in the Weather Center.
Thank you, Peter. We are back up to 30 degrees. We started out there, dropped a couple, now back up to 30 degrees, climbing all the way up to 52 for a daytime high today. And beautiful weather. It's going to be kind of nice out there today. Light wind and highs around 52. We could almost probably take our jackets off today. We'll see what it's like to stroll in the sunshine. Again, without worrying about that strong wind. We've had some crazy weather, haven't we? We'll keep an eye on anything that's happened. Look, so far, nothing is out of the ordinary coming up this week. I believe it was Saturday, was it? Going to be heavy winds. Yeah, Saturday, gusting winds to about 11 miles per hour. That's not as bad as 25, right? A pretty nice weekend weather-wise. Well, let's look at some other things happening around the area and some stuff maybe of importance to you. Blood cannot be manufactured or stockpiled and can only be made available through the kindness of volunteers like you. During this blood crisis, the Red Cross asked the country to roll up their sleeves to help ensure people in their communities to receive the care they need, and blood is important. So you can make an appointment to give blood or platelets as soon as possible by using the Red Cross Blood Drive apparatus, visiting redcrossblood.org. The app is visiting redcrossblood.org or calling 1-800-RED-CROSS. 1-800-733-2767. If you need to know more about all that, that's the place you can go to. But if you want to give blood, the first opportunity is tomorrow, February the 2nd, 12 until 6 at Rutherford Regional Medical Center at the Norris Biggs Conference Center, Ridgecrest Avenue, Rutherfordton. Wednesday and then Friday, the 2 days this week. Friday is at Isothermal Community College in Engineering and Workforce Development Building, room 212. That is Friday 10 until 3 tomorrow, 12 until 6 at Rutherford Regional Medical Center. So keep that in mind. If you have not given in a while because of all the COVID stuff going on, you might want to check, see if it's available for you to give right now and maybe help somebody's life. Well, the Forest City Police Department has exhausted all of its current leads on the Donnie Dover missing person case. The public is urged to contact them with any information at all. You can leave a tip and still remain anonymous. Officers from the Forest City Police Department are attempting to locate a person by the name of James Donald Donnie Dover. He is 44 years old, white male, 5'11", and weighs approximately 175 pounds. He was last seen getting into a blue SUV with an unknown male about 6 p.m. at the Speedway, location 523 West Main Street in Forest City on Saturday, January the 15th. Last seen getting in a car with that whoever that was. If you have any information on Mr. Dover, please contact Detective Chris Hopper at Forest City Police Department at 828-245-5555 or 286-2911. If you think you might have any information, please contact them and let them do the searching out for it, but give them whatever think you might have in that possibility. Did you hear about Miss USA? Crystal Christ. And she was also a correspondent for the news program Extra. She died at 30 years old by jumping out of a window in New York. Yep, devastation and great sorrow. We share the passing of our beloved Chelsea. Her great light was one that inspired others around the world with her beauty and strength, her family said. Chelsea embodied love and served others through her work as an attorney fighting for social justice, as Miss USA, or as a host of Extra, but most importantly, as a daughter, sister, friend, mentor, and colleague. We know her impact will live on. She's a former Division I athlete and North Carolina attorney. She won Miss USA pageant in May of 2019 and competed in the Miss Universe pageant this year. And for unknown reasons at this point, she jumped out of a window in New York. When she was crowned, it marked more than a personal triumph. It meant that for the first time, 3 black women were the reigning Miss USA, Miss Teen USA, and Miss America. In a statement Sunday, the syndicated program Extra described Chris as not just a vital part of our show. She was a beloved part of our Extra family and touched the entire staff. Our deepest condolences to all her family and friends. Chris provided commentary at last month's Miss Universe pageant, which called her one of the brightest, warmest, and most kind people we have ever had the privilege of knowing. Our entire community mourns her loss. The University of South Carolina praised the former student athlete, calling her a woman of many talents. Chris also held an MBA from Wake Forest University. According to police, Chris' body was found at approximately 7 a.m. Sunday in front of the Orion Building, a high-rise on West 42nd Street in Midtown Manhattan. And it's at this point believed that she threw herself out the window and killed herself. Unknown reasons but now, but lovely lady, very talented. It's unfortunate that she was struggling with so many things going on in her mind that we can't hardly deal with understanding that. We just never know what's going on inside of, I believe it's Peter Marshall, a famous chaplain of the Senate years ago, wrote a prayer. He said, "Dear Lord, help me treat everybody as though their heart were breaking, because it probably is. treat everybody as though their heart were breaking, because it probably is. 35 minutes after 8 o'clock, My Great America with Jim and Butch, 9:05 this morning. Well, have you been following the truckers' protest there in Canada? As the world began watching Royal Canadian Mounted Police descend upon truckers protesting the Canadian government's COVID-19 vaccine requirements on its southern border, protesters were stationed inside a nearby building voting on whether or not to give in to police pressure trying to break up their convoy demanding vaccine freedom. After a voice vote in favor of staying put, continuing to block the entryway between the U.S. and Canada, the group can be seen bowing their heads, praying the Our Father. Truckers pray the Our Father after voting to continue the blockade of the U.S.-Canadian border. Over the past week, a freedom convoy of more than 50,000 truckers formed in Canada protesting the government's mandates requiring truck drivers to be vaccinated against COVID-19 or face forced quarantine each time upon returning over the United States border. That protest ended in Ottawa, Ontario, the nation's capital. On Monday, the Daily Wire reported that a second freedom convoy had formed just north of the American border in Coutts, Alberta. The blockade began on Saturday when drivers began to assemble on Highway 4 in Coutts, Alberta, on the border of Canada and the United States. The protest blocked travel completely on both sides of the border, crossing the Western Standard, an Alberta-based news site, reported Saturday. Nothing is moving on either side of the border. They have blocked the shoulders now in both directions. You can't get by at all now, reported James Finkbeiner. The Royal Canadian Mounted Police issued a traffic advisory shortly afterwards, according to Global News Canada. Mayor Jim Willett said that as of Saturday, the protests had been peaceful. The protests seemed to escalate Sunday, though. Royal Canadian Mounted Police posted a statement to Facebook Sunday morning declaring the protest unlawful. The Alberta Royal Canadian Mounted Police continue to act to preserve the peace and painful situation that's going on. Later in the day, truckers were surrounded by Royal Canadian Mounted Police, reportedly equipped with tow trucks and other tactical units. In a video taken by Rebel News Ken Simone, truckers can be heard having a brief debate on the merits of staying versus leaving. One can be heard saying, "The only way I'm leaving is in a cruiser." One man responded, "I'm with you 100%. The ones who want to leave can leave," said another, pounding the table. "They can issue us a ticket for Highway Traffic Act," one trucker, "bring on the ticket." During that debate, the truckers voted by voice and cheers that they would be staying. And they've got video showing that they're really bothered by the fact that they're requiring mandatory vaccine for truckers coming across the border from the United States. Sometime afterwards,